Health concerns, few things are more important than staying safe in our homes. And that includes making sure the air we breathe inside is as pure as possible. So there are different types of home air filters available, and Billy Swanson, the owner of Tri-County Air Conditioning and Heating Incorporated, is here to tell us about them. Billy, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Stephanie.
So this time of year is tough for a lot of people. Inside, outside, we have a lot of pollen problems. What different things can contribute to the quality of air inside our homes?
There are four main causes for poor indoor air quality. You have particles, you have gaseous odors, you have living organisms, microbial spores, and then lately the biggest thing is viruses and bacteria. Those are four sources of poor indoor air quality.
Is there any magic thing that kind of wipes them all out at once?
Absolutely not. There is no silver bullet product that you can just buy and just take care of all of them. It's more of a system that you go through to get the best air quality.
Okay, so let's go and break them down then, kind of problem by problem. How do we get rid of particles? I know that's a big thing right now.
Yes, now particles like your molds, your dust mites and your pollens that are out there, you can filtrate your particles. When we think of filters, we think of that air conditioning filter that we put in our return grill or in the air handler. This is a very coarse filter. It is not going to filter the more harmful particles that we breathe. What you need to filter those from the 0.3 micron to 1 micron size is the HEPA filter. But the key about particulates is you have to filter them. You have to remove them from the air.
Okay, so there are different types of HEPA filters, and those are things that we can run inside our home to then give us better air quality. So that takes care of particles. What about gaseous odors?
Gaseous odors, VOCs, those things that we smell that we don't necessarily like, and some that are very harmful, like carbon monoxide. You have to reduce the concentration. So there's two things you can do. You can bring in more fresh, filtered outside air to reduce the concentration, or you can remove or absorb the concentration by using activated carbon. And many of the whole health filters, like this Austin air cleaner, has an activated carbon cellulite filter that sort of absorbs some of those VOCs and gases.
Okay, mold is a huge Florida problem. So when we talk about microbials and living organisms, what can we do about that?
Oh, yes. Mold control is water control. If you want to control mold, you control water. So, of course, you want to keep the relative humidity low inside your house. When the air conditioning is running, it should remove moisture from your house. But there's also, if you have a watershed event, okay, in your house, that will be a source of mold. But, yes, that air handler is removing water, but that's where the water will absorb is in the air handler. So if you want to minimize that main source of mold in your house, it's in the air handler. So then you can put a UVC light in your air handler to minimize that primary source of mold inside your house.
Okay, that's great information for anybody that is having problems with that. All right, the magic question right now, is there a way that we can combat viruses and bacteria with a home air filter?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I like to see things. I can measure the relative humidity. I can measure the amount of particles that are coming in and out of a filter. I cannot measure viruses and bacteria, but there are products out there like this Remy Halo LED that produces ionized hydrogen peroxides. Big word. They're superoxide ions, they're hydroxide ions, and they're supposed to put like these hydrogen peroxide ions out in the space that sort of sanitize the air. I have yet to been able to measure that, but if you go to RemyHalo.com, they have all these tests that they've done about the viruses on the surfaces and so forth, and the different flu viruses. They talk about MRSA and Norwalk virus and TB. Now, they don't have anything on the COVID-19. It's so new, but very interesting read, very interesting product that actually starts to address the viruses and the bacteria that are in your home.
Well, so I think the great takeaway is there are things we can do to help all of the different contaminants in our home, whether we're talking about particles or viruses. There are options.
There's a lot of things, and it's sort of a system. You want to pressurize the space with outside air. You want to filter it. You want to keep where the mold grows the most in your air handler. You want to minimize that. You can generate some hydrogen peroxide ions, and of course, you can filter the home with HEPA filtration down to zero point 0.3 microns. And you just do that, and yes, you're going to improve drastically the quality of the air that you're breathing. And being stuck in your home now, that's very important.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for a great lesson and helping us understand all the different options that are out there. There's nothing more important than our health, and certainly the health of our homes also very important to us right now. For more information, you can visit the Learning Center at tricountyair.com. All sorts of different information out there about various types of filtration. And to learn more about the bacteria and virus filtration, you can search the Rheem Halo LED. There's a summary about that technology. We'll be right back.